Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way, and I've had time to reflect on the game last night. I'm recording this the day after, and I have to say I'm still feeling pretty gutted about that defeat, and I think that's a good thing in the sense that my expectations for this Watford team have grown over the past months and weeks. But yeah, to lose the game in that manner via that mistake from Wesley Hoot, who's been such a great player for us this season as well. So I'm not going to go too in on Wesley Hoot today. But to lose in that manner, it was very, very disappointing to say the least. But we'll talk about that in just a second. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking the button down below, leave a like on the video, and let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below as well. Were you at the stadium? Were you watching from home? Let me know. But yeah, we'll start off with the game and with the team, and Jake Livermore finally come back into the Watford team after being out in the last game via a small knee injury, I believe. And yeah, it was great to have Jake Livermore back, and I actually think throughout the game he broke up play very well. Again, he keeps it really simple. He plays the simple passes. He doesn't overcomplicate it. He's got a calm, cool head, leadership qualities. That's exactly what we want from someone in that defensive midfield position. And again, largely, I thought he did very well. So great to have Jake Livermore back. And that was the only change for Watford going into the game today. Personally, for me, I would have liked maybe a few more changes, especially considering that Ipswich Town themselves made 5 changes just to freshen up the squad, really, I think, from their perspective. Obviously, playing 3 games in 7 days in the Championship is always going to be very tough physically on the players. And yeah, they certainly looked more energetic in the game, albeit I did feel Watford gave them a good test, especially in that first half. And we'll start off with Watford in the first half. Of course, Watford went ahead in the game through Yassir Espria. The ball initially fell to Mileta Rajovic, who, in my opinion, let me know if you agree in the comment section down below, should have buried that himself. I mean, it was pretty much the best opportunity a striker could get. It literally fell to his feet. It took a nice touch, actually. And yeah, the shot from Rajovic was absolutely woeful. No power, no real placement on the shot either. But yeah, the rebound after the goalkeeper saved it fell to Yassir Espria. He took, again, a very nice touch and fired it into the roof of the net. And that's his 4th goal of the season for Yassir Espria. So congratulations to him. Again, I thought yesterday he put in a fantastic performance. And I was actually extremely disappointed when he got substituted in the second half. And I feel that's where Watford really lost a lot of their attacking intent. But we'll get to the second half in just a moment. Ipswich Town later equalised in that first half. I think it was Ryan Porteous who missed an initial header. And yeah, the ball made its way out to the right-hand side. Ipswich's number 20, Omar Hutchinson, had a field day yesterday. I think a lot of their play came down that right-hand side. I thought it was absolutely magnificent to watch. Really skillful, really talented, great delivery of the ball as well. So yeah, great work down the right-hand side from him. The ball fell into the box. Ben Hamer saved it initially. Again, on the rebound, I think it was George Hurst who put the ball away for Ipswich. And again, very disappointing for me. I said before the game I would have taken a draw, so at that point I wasn't necessarily so disappointed with the result. But again, lapses in concentration from Watford defensively led to that goal, and ultimately their second goal come from a lapse in concentration as well. But Watford made it to half-time at 1-1, and I, for one, myself, was very satisfied with that result. I was satisfied with the performance Watford had put in themselves as well. But yeah, just a little bit disappointed by a couple of individual performances. I thought Mileta Rajovic, again, had a very, very poor game. I think we've seen in the last 3 games, Hull, Southampton, Ipswich, against decent opposition, he does seem to struggle a lot. Hull was probably the better game out of the 3. I think against Hull, he showed some good hold-up play. But Southampton and Ipswich, I mean, he really offered zilch to the game at all. He missed he didn't miss his shot. It was a poor shot from Rajovic in the first half that led to Espria's goal. But there was a couple of other opportunities in the game as well where he really should have put the ball in the back of the net, especially coming from Watford set pieces, which I thought were vastly improved yesterday. Some great deliveries coming from Ken Semmer, especially from corners in front of the rookery end as well. So yeah, poor game from Rajovic. Kayembe, he's been great this season, but I thought he had a very poor game as well. Jamal Lewis, again, I mentioned Ipswich's number 20. I think Jamal Lewis struggled to deal with him. I think Ken Semmer, he's very reliant on Ken Semmer coming to bail him out at times. So going forward, I think this is the story with Watford fullbacks in the past few years. Going forward, they seem to be great. You know, we've had Kike Femenir with that relationship with Ismail Assar. We've got Jamal Lewis, who is great going forward, but equally defensively, he is lacking slightly for me. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. If I was to make a change in the game, I would have moved Sema to left back and brought Martins on a lot earlier than Valerian and Ismail did. So yeah, I think that's one to keep an eye on as well. And I mentioned Kayembe struggled in the game as well. Yeah, I just think he struggled physically. Maybe he's tired. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think Kayembe had a pretty poor game as well. And it's Kayembe's poor pass to Wesley Hoot that ultimately led to Ipswich's second goal. Kayembe really should have played the ball forward to Ken Sema. If you watch the goal back and the lead up to the goal, Ipswich's second goal I'm talking about here, Ken Sema was making a great run forward on the left-hand side. Kayembe had two choices really. Could have played the ball forward to Sema, which was the harder of the two passes, but ultimately would have led Watford having an opportunity on the counter-attack. But he chose the easier option, playing it back to Wesley Hoot, who was under some pressure. He took a poor touch, a heavy touch, and that led to Ipswich's second goal. So I feel sorry for Wesley Hoot. Yes, ultimately it was his mistake that led to their goal. But yeah, equally, he scored the halfway line goal against Hull City a couple of games ago to win Watford the 3 points. So swings and roundabouts, really. It does happen in football. Occasionally, your best players will make mistakes. And yeah, unfortunately, yesterday, that mistake fell to club captain Wesley Hoot. But yeah, overall, in summary of the game, how do I feel Watford did? Was I happy? Was I satisfied with the performance? I was actually happy with the performance. Obviously, I'm not happy to lose. No one's happy to lose. But generally, you know, Ipswich Town coming into the game are second in the league. Arguably one of the most exciting teams in the country to watch at the moment. The story of Ipswich Town getting promoted from League One and now being top of the Championship above the likes of Watford, Leicester, Southampton, Norwich. You know, all these big teams, Leeds, they're doing so well. And yeah, you know, credit to them, credit to McKenna, credit to all them players as well. They've got great chemistry. I thought their attacking play especially was great to watch, especially down that right-hand side. And yeah, apart from when they play Watford, I wish them all the best for the rest of the season. And for Watford going forward, we've got Preston this weekend and hopefully an opportunity to right our wrongs from the defeat yesterday. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you after the Preston game for my match reaction. Bye-bye.